I got into law enforcement about 12 years ago. I feel like I did that because it was a calling. I know it's kind of a cliche answer, but some people just seem like they're born with the desire to work in the service fields, whether that's military or firefighters or law enforcement. I couldn't picture myself doing anything else. My name is John Pierce. I am a detective at the Davis County Sheriff's Office in Utah. About 3 years ago, the office asked me to move into investigations. The caveat to that is that they wanted me to work child exploitation. Nobody was working at it at the time. I discussed it with my family. No, it's kind of a difficult assignment, but we decided to give it a go. It's been the most difficult but rewarding experience I've had in my career. In November of 2016, the National Center for Missing Exploited Children generated a cyber tip provided by Yahoo that was sent to me to start an investigation on child sexual abuse material that was being uploaded in a hospital in Bountiful, Utah. Included in the cyber tip was the Yahoo username, Clark Bueno. I took that information and used Thomson Reuters Clear, an investigative tool that we've been using for years. And using Clear, we were able to identify 2 possible suspects that were in the geographical area. We ruled one of them out. And then we issued a warrant on Yahoo for all the content of that particular Yahoo account that had the child sexual abuse material. We discovered that the suspect was Dr. Nathan Ward, who's a prominent OBGYN in Bountiful. Some of the material that we received included tens of thousands of chats, emails, other images of child sexual abuse, and with assistance from the Davis County Attorney's Office and federal partners, local partners, to start going through all the information to figure out where the case was going to take us next. We quickly observed probably the worst offender that was communicating with Dr. Ward was another Yahoo account called Joey Jones. We isolated his conversations and his chats, and while we were reviewing those chats, Joey Jones had shared his phone number with Dr. Ward. We always have a little bit of apprehension when we get a phone number in a case. It could be concealed or they're using some sort of means of hiding their identity, but we used Clear and it gave us a link to an individual that lived in Lehi. And then from there, we identified Robert Francis as the user account for Joey Jones and executed a warrant at his house, especially after spending all summer trying to identify who these kids were. They were being sexually abused. We were ecstatic. We couldn't have been more excited to get another warrant together. And it was when we executed that warrant that we found production of sexual abuse connected to Dr. Ward. And that gave us the means to do a federal indictment that has minimum mandatory laws of 15 years or more in prison. From that point on, we had the probable cause we needed to arrest Dr. Nathan Ward.
A Bountiful OBGYN is under arrest on charges related to child pornography. Dr. Nathan Ward is facing 7 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. He's been suspended from work while this case is investigated. Marcus Ortiz is following the story. So Marcus, how did they track him down?
It was satisfying for the team once we were able to get him off the streets where he couldn't hurt any other kids, and then he would ultimately end up pleading guilty to the production and the sexual abuse. Working child exploitation is, I believe, the most emotionally taxing assignment you can have in law enforcement. It's the most rewarding. And what keeps me going is going home to my family. They keep me stable and grounded. Every time I look at my kid, it keeps me motivated to go out and help other kids. And my wife gives me an avenue to talk about any struggles I might have and supports me. And she's really kind of taken the job with me. Can't thank her enough for it. As this case progressed, we became close with the victim and their families, and as it concluded, we were happy to have some closure, some positive closure. In our minds, the victims are the real heroes. I hope to never see another case like this again, but I'm pretty blessed to be with a team of guys and girls and prosecutors and victim advocates and people that are dedicated to this work and would be happy to accept the challenge if another case like this comes forward.